afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Well, you're cruising through the city, playlist on point, when you spot an NPC on their phone inching towards a crosswalk. What's the move? Floor it and try to beat them, or stop and let them cross? Smooth stop. Yeah, everyone's a pedestrian at some point during the day, so keep your eyes on the road and be ready to stop for pedestrians. Up for the challenge? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
This is Joe and Q.
That's how LeBron has to approach it. Every single year he plays has to be about winning a championship. In year 23, yeah, he's not worried about building for the future, but the Lakers as an organization, they do have the responsibility to set this team up for success long term, and they made that move for Luka. Clearly it wasn't just a one-year rental, but how do you keep both sides happy? It's very difficult to win now and prepare for the future.
Joe and Q, weekdays at noon on 1050 ESPN, New York.
Red Sox fans, baseball season is back, and golf is celebrating by bringing back Road Win Rewards. That's right, when the Red Sox win on the road, you win at the pump. All season long, enjoy 10 cents off per gallon the day after the Red Sox win on the road when you use Golf Pay. Score savings when you download Golf Pay along with a fast and convenient way to pay. See app for details. Golf, it all starts here.
Confused by talk about tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. 817 or 972-35-LEASE or visit online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
Oh man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
The ESPN New York, the biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night. The City of Angels adds a new star.
This is a player that has 3-time All-Star experience. He's a former All-NBA player as well. They see him as a natural, seamless fit at the starting shooting guard position.
50 States in 50 Days continues with California and the ESPYs.
Congratulations to all tonight's winners, especially my guy Saquon, Fly Eagles, Penn Stater, right? Let's go. I know I'm sitting near some Ohio State guys, but that's all right. I got love for you.
The SEC's top players and coaches take center stage for Day 3 of SEC Media Days.
Every day you just focus on being the best you can be that day. You got to earn your next contract that day. And that's kind of the thing that sticks out to me. You know, like we got this big schedule, but I'm not really worried about. I'm worried about Long Island right now. That's my biggest focus.
Napheesa Collier leads the league best links against the Mercury.
Williams for Minnesota. Stops at the elbow, passes it to Collier. Great decision by Courtney Williams. All-star to all-star.
Plus, what happens in Summer League?
These moments, even though these teams are out of playoff contention, you can see who wants the moment. And Jameer Young, he got that great. 33 points for Jameer Young.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Stars are out. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 80. Sure, there's the stars who are at the ESPYs Wednesday. But MLB will be coming off its All-Star break. WNBA is heading into its All-Star weekend. NBA seeing a 3-time All-Star on the move. Bradley Beal agreeing to a contract buyout with the Phoenix Suns, planning to join the LA Clippers. 2 years, $11 million deal with a player option after he clears waivers. ESPN insider Shams Charania.
Bradley Beal gave up almost $14 million to buy out of the Phoenix Suns and join the Los Angeles Clippers. 2 years, $11 million. His deal will have a player option next summer, so he's slated to be one of the top free agents next offseason. But this is someone that had $110 million left on his contract over the next 2 years. Obviously did not work out in Phoenix. It was a failed 2-year experiment with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. And so over the last few weeks, Bradley Beal, his representative Mark Bartelstein, they've been talking and meeting with several teams around the league. Aside from the Clippers, we've seen the Bucks, the Lakers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Heat, all were involved here in this process. But Bradley Beal this morning decided to sign with the Clippers and team up with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden.
The Bucks, the Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, and yet the Los Angeles Clippers, Shams, are the team that prevails here. What was so attractive to Bradley Beal about joining LA?
Here's something interesting. I'm told James Harden was a focal point in recruiting Bradley Beal internally, but also speaking directly to Beal and his camp. And the Clippers really view Bradley Beal as a perfect fit alongside Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, being able to shoot 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range last season. He shot career highs in 2-point field goals as well as at the rim last season. And so this is a player that has 3-time All-Star experience. He's a former All-NBA player as well. They see him as a natural, seamless fit at the starting shooting guard position after the trade of Norman Powell.
The deal coming down on Wednesday. Beal averaging 21.5 points, just over 4 assists and 4 rebounds per game. 37% shooter from beyond the arc for his career. Clippers have been creating cap flexibility to go after stars in free agency, possibly over the next couple of summers. For Beal, the move allowing him to serve as an addition to a playoff contender in the Western Conference. Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Harry Douglas.
When it comes to the Los Angeles Clippers, we got to remember they have a phenomenal head coach. Like their head coach does it all, right? And he's well respected in this league. And you acquired 3 players. You got Bradley Beal, who can still score the basketball. You acquired John Collins from the Utah Jazz, and you added a backup center in Brook Lopez, who can stretch the floor and also defend the rim. So I'll take that 3-for-1 any day. But then you look at everyone else that they do have. James Harden, we know he's going to be Harden. Kawhi Leonard, Zubac, Derrick Jones Jr., Batum, they're 10 deep. And in order to be able to contend for an NBA championship, you have to be able to go into your bench and not have extreme drop-off. Well, the Los Angeles Clippers are going to be able to do that.
Well, it feels like they've got a lot of names, but you don't necessarily know what you're going to get from those names on a consistent basis. Kawhi Leonard, you're always worried about injury. Harden, you feel like he's going to be pretty good throughout the course of the regular season. You wonder what you're going to get from him in the playoffs. And Bradley Beal, I feel like, is a combination of the two. It looks good on paper with the names. It looked good on paper with the names in Phoenix.
Our Q Myers earlier here on ESPN Radio. So, as for the mindset for Bradley Beal as he heads to L.A., earlier on NBA Today, Iman Shumpert.
Understanding that you're coming to play with James Harden, understanding how we're going to space this floor, how am I going to help him at the end of games when I feel like the indecisiveness comes in, the 3 minutes of no scoring happening, not being able to get certain mismatches on the other end. So now you're going to have to be able to step up and guard somebody you weren't normally going to guard. Like, those are the things that you have to come and do alongside of James Harden and a Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi Leonard can't go out there and guard the head of the snake, can you come out there and guard the head of the snake? I want him to be able to insert himself in a different way. And it's it's not a bad pressure at all.
Yeah.
This could be a great pressure for Bradley Beal. This could be a great spot for him. Like you were saying, I love that he's, getting this done. You're getting this done for cheap. You know what I'm saying? You're getting superstar quality for cheap. I understand he's not a rock star in this league anymore, but he's been there. He's been to the show, and he's been in a playoff battle. So you want to see him come enjoy the team. I don't want him to fall into those things where in the playoffs, I'm not really worried about a Bradley Beal.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want that to be the consensus across the league of if we see Bradley Beal, we're not worried about him in the playoffs.
When you say play with James Harden, I think that is a plus here. People think of James Harden, they think of Houston Rockets James Harden. They think of he's got the ball in his hands all the time. He's scoring 35 points per game. James Harden's game has evolved. He is now one of the best table-setting point guards in the NBA. And I think you look at what Norm Powell was able to do for the Clippers last year. Credit him. He obviously had probably the best year of his career. I think playing with James Harden really benefited Norm Powell, and they didn't have that table setter in Phoenix. I think Beal is in a great situation because he's playing next to James Harden.
ESPN's Tim McMahon, SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio from the NBA to the WNBA. The All-Star weekend fast approaching. As for the regular season, 24 games, 20 of them wins.
And look at Thomas. Feet ties her up. Loose ball. Williams for Minnesota. Stops at the elbow. Passes it to Collier. Great decision by Courtney Williams. All-star to all-star. Especially when you're playing from behind and trying to make up some points. You'd love to have a three-point shooter out there. Williams, she's a three-point shooter. Yes, Courtney! She's laughing with the Phoenix bench. And the game ends with the Lynx winning at 79-66. Minnesota improves to 20-4 and now has a 4-game lead over Phoenix, a 3.5-game lead over New York here at the All-Star break.
FanDuel Sports Network, a 79-66 win for the Lynx over the Mercury. Minnesota is 15th instance of a team winning 20 of their first 24 games of the season. In the previous 14 instances, 11 of those 14 went on to win the WNBA title. For the Lynx, it's the 8th game in the last 14 days entering the All-Star break, went 6-2 in those games. As for the Aces and the Wings, big night for A'ja Wilson.
They're going to have another chance at this when the Aces are not going to use all 25 seconds.
Wilson inside. It's going to be an and one.
A'ja Wilson, season high 37 points, 15 of 25 from the floor, 10 rebounds, tied for the most by any WNBA player in a game this season. 10th career 35-point, 10-rebound game, breaking a tie with Breanna Stewart for the most in WNBA history. 10th career 35-point, 10-rebound game. 20th career 30-point, 10-rebound game. Aces get the win, 90-86. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings against the Wings, improving to 11-11 on the season. Dream an 86-49 win over the Sky, second largest win in franchise history. 49 points for Chicago, fewest points in a game this season, and the 4th time the Sky has been held under 50 in a game in franchise history. As for the Liberty and Fever,
Cunningham loses it. Here comes Sabally, gets it over to Stewie, lays it up, puts it in. Excellent work on the break, as we've seen all season long by New York.
Unselfish play. The Liberty thrived when they can beat the defense down the court.
McDonald gets that pass swatted away by Gardner. Here the Liberty come on the break. Johannes, good! And another timeout from Stephanie White. Sabrina comes off the bench to hug Johannes.
Fox 5 New York with the call. Liberty, a 98-77 win over the Fever for New York. 5th 20-point win this season, 2 more than any other WNBA team, 1 shy from tying the most in a season in team history. Breanna Stewart had 24 points, 11 rebounds. The Fever suffering its largest loss of the season, and they fall to 4-6 now without Caitlin Clark this season. Clark tweaking her right groin in Tuesday's win over Connecticut. She wound up sitting this one out. As for the immediate future, especially with the spotlight on the All-Stars this week, ESPN's Alexa Philippou.
The decision's going to have to be made about what happens with the All-Star weekend. Of course, the three-point contest, like you mentioned, she was highly anticipated to be participating in that. In addition to the All-Star game, we do know if she can't participate in the All-Star game, that Kathy Engelbert would name a replacement. Kathy Engelbert has already done that with Ryan Howard not being able to participate.
Right.
Kayla McBride being in, so it might have to be another replacement player. But as you said, everyone was really looking forward to Caitlin Clark being able to participate. So we'll see what the decision is made there. They have a little bit of time to figure that out, but certainly all of Indianapolis, all of the WNBA is hoping that she'll be able to be a go this weekend, and also moving forward, because these injuries have definitely started to take a toll, as we saw with her emotion last night.
She's missed 10 games this season. Fever losing 6 of them without her. Storm and the Valkyries.
Rebound for Seattle. Now can they capitalize? Take a 2-possession lead. Nneka turning, burning, and hitting! Nneka Ogwumike does give Seattle that ever-important 2-possession lead with 2 to play.
And it would be a 67-58 win for the Storm over the Valkyries. Storm with their first win over the Valkyries. They lost their first 2 meetings. They were the only team that they had played multiple times and had not beaten them. Nneka Ogwumike, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Passes Candice Dupree for 6th on the all-time scoring list.
Nneka, you were doing everything tonight. You were getting into the lane, getting to the free throw line, and also you're playing with a little bit of extra emotion. I saw you there.
Wait, Nneka's the greatest of all time. Let's go, Nick!
It's facts, Nneka. You kind of also said with the motion, give me the ball. You're playing with a little bit of extra emotion tonight. Why is that?
I mean, today we were just talking about how we were going to get a win by any means necessary. We wanted to make sure that we ended this first half of the season with a win, especially in front of our great crowd. You know, in the middle of the day, in the middle of summer, here in Seattle, we know that our fans are going to show out, and we had to seal it with a W.
You know, E wasn't lying. She called you the GOAT. You're 6th all-time on the WNBA scoring list. You're also 1,000 career points here with the Seattle Storm. You're the 2nd fastest to ever get there. When you hear those accolades, have you kind of taken a moment to take that all in?
I'm just grateful to be here. You know, it was a different story a couple years ago. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing. So I'm glad that Seattle allowed me to find a new love for the game.
I'm going to let the crowd cheer one more time for Nneka, because she definitely deserves it. Give it up for Nneka.
Nneka Ogwumike and the Storm getting the win over the Valkyries, 67-58. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Open Championship underway in Northern Ireland. 156 players vying for the Claret Jug at Royal Portrush. A lot of eyes on Rory McIlroy back home in Northern Ireland. Scottie Scheffler, world's top-ranked player. Xander Schauffele, the reigning champion, to the guys at PTI.
Well, Bon, if you have to pick among McIlroy, Scheffler, and Schauffele right here, who would you lean towards?
Schauffele. And I know he has not played that well this year. I mean, for the most part, it's been for him at this standard with 2 majors, a disappointing season so far. But I would take him. And Tony, I thought I was going to take McIlroy until spending some time with people who've been with and around McIlroy. And it goes against what I felt. I thought when McIlroy won the Masters, it was going to free him to sort of just stalk championships for a while. And I'm told by people, again, who are closer, who've had access to him, nope, it's not exactly the deal. He's good. And he's happier in his life where he is with golf right now. And it's fine. But there's a lot of pressure on Rory playing at what is essentially a home course. And I get that. So I'll move away from that. And I'm going to go with Schauffele instead of Scheffler, who I understand Scheffler's been great in like his last 10 major events. But I'm playing a hunch, and I'm going to go with Schauffele.
Okay. That's funny. I'm going to eliminate Schauffele, and I'm going to eliminate him. And I know he was the British Open champion last year. I'm going to eliminate him because he did not do particularly well in the PGA, did not do particularly well in the U.S. Open. He was T8 in the Masters, but he hasn't won a tournament all year. McIlroy's a sentimental favorite. Obviously, this is his home country. He's got the course record at Royal Portrush. But I heard him the other day talk about the fact that he was trying to get sort of a change of attitude and a different approach to this one at Royal Portrush than the last one where he missed the cut. And it seems to me, Mike, that Rory McIlroy is trying to get a different approach to something or other every third day. I think he's satisfied with the Masters. I do. And I, like you, thought it would open the gates for a whole lot more. He was in the last group in the Scottish Open over the weekend and he didn't win. He lost to Chris Gotterup. And that sort of surprised me. So I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler, who's been the best player in the world for the last 3 years. He won this year. He won the PGA. He won the Byron Nelson. He won the Memorial. He's on this incredible run where the last 10 tournaments he's played in, he's been in the top 10, including the Masters and the Open. So I'm going to go with him. But sentimentally, for me, I'd like to see Tommy Fleetwood win. I really would. I always sort of like
it'd be fun
when
if
somebody
Fleetwood won there.
from over there win these things.
Xander Schauffele won last year at Royal Troon, playing the first 2 rounds with J.J. Spawn and John Ram. Scotty Scheffler in the group right behind Xander Schauffele. Scheffler playing with Shane Lowry and Colin Morikawa. Rory McIlroy tees off at 10:10 Eastern this morning with Justin Thomas and the aforementioned Tommy Fleetwood. Emotional night in L.A. That's next. SportsCenter All Night continues at ESPN Radio.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
What I do like about the Jets, we haven't heard anything about it.
Camp to camp, team to team.
He's got it! Touchdown!
Doesn't get any better than this. 49 days until opening night. The countdown continues on ESPN Radio. More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
This is Freddie and Harry on 1050 ESPN.
Would I take Prime Rodgers over Prime Patrick Mahomes? Maybe just a little bit. But I think Patrick Mahomes' prime will last a little bit longer than Aaron Rodgers' prime when it's all said and done. But the one thing he will not have over Patrick Mahomes, he's been less than prime in the playoffs against inferior quarterbacks when it comes to Aaron Rodgers.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry. Weekdays at 3 on 1050 ESPN.
You're about to head out and your phone starts blowing up. The temptation is real. What if it's your situationship texting back? Even if it is, what are you going to do? Respond now? It's getting thirsty. You turn on Do Not Disturb. Smart move. Your roster is a train wreck, but your driving doesn't have to be. Drop it and drive. Think you could put down the phone and pick up some points? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
Stay on top of the game with the ESPN New York app. Listen live, enter exclusive contests, and enjoy all the play-by-play action.
Jalen Brunson delivers.
Don't miss our must-listen show features. Hear Chris Carlin get Chris'd off with Bart and Carlin.
I don't need that energy.
Listen to an attempt to stump Rothenberg on DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Hey!
Catch Michael K with Hit and Run all week long.
I gotta get more K.
And ENN with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Download the ESPN New York app today and never miss a moment of your favorite sports. Weekdays from 10 to noon on 1050 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Glad you can make SportsCenter All Night part of your night. SportsCenter All Night is presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance. Visit progressive.com. NBA Finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Olympic champion gymnast Simone Biles taking home a couple of key pieces of hardware from the ESPYs on Wednesday in LA. SGA and Biles winning Best Male and Female Athlete. SGA leading the Thunder to the championship last month while piling up hardware as the MVP and the scoring champ as well. Also, Wednesday, Basketball Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson accepting the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage from Russell Westbrook. Robertson was president of the Players Association at the time of a landmark antitrust lawsuit against the NBA in 1970, led to extensive reform of free agency and draft rules, eventually to higher salaries. Robertson now 86, 12-time All-Star. The Big O was the first black president of any sports labor union. And it was an emotional Katie Schumacher-Cawley who received the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance. She's the women's volleyball coach at Penn State, diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in September, continued coaching, didn't miss a practice, became the first woman to guide a team to the NCAA championship.
Let's give it up to the Penn State girls in the back there. My family. That's right. Simone, thank you for taking a picture with my daughter last night. Yeah, it's big time. Little Shay was so excited. So the internet has gone wild for her. So thank you. Thank you to ESPN and the ESPYs for having me. Congratulations to all tonight's winners, especially my guy Saquon, Fly Eagles, Penn Stater, right? Let's go. I know I'm sitting near some Ohio State guys, but that's all right. I got love for you. I'm beyond humbled and truly grateful for this moment. This past year has been one I could have never imagined. It's been filled with challenges, with grit, with tears, but also with perspective, purpose, and unbelievable love. Cancer changed my life, but it didn't take it. It didn't take my belief, it didn't take my spirit, and it didn't take my team. I have so many people to thank, to the entire family in State College, Chicago, and Pittsburgh, especially Mike, Stella, Nora, Shay, and my mom. Let's get them on TV. They deserve it. Let's go. You've been my rock, my strength. You gave me mine. You showed up in every moment, even the hard ones, with love, humor, and unwavering support. Thanks to my doctors at UPenn and Mount Nittany Medical, a person does not fight cancer alone. Yeah, give it, let's go. The medical professionals who help so many of us are such heroes. Thanks to everyone at Penn State, especially my staff. They made this whole season possible. Let's give it up for my staff, please. And thank you to my team and my former players. You inspired me every day to keep fighting, and you reminded me what it means to be something, part of something bigger than yourself. That jersey we wear means everything, and the bond we share is unbreakable. Sports are amazing, and these women and the women that came before have set the stage to where we are now. Lastly, I'd like to thank Coach Valvano and the foundation. To be a part of this mission that says don't ever give up is a privilege. This is bigger than me and bigger than this stage. Because this is about hope. It's about every person sitting in a chemo chair right now wondering if they can keep going. Especially my friend Dylan. My friend Dylan I met here with Make-A-Wish. He's got a battle ahead of him, and he's going to do this. And you can do it. I will keep fighting for you. I share this with everyone who's ever faced this disease, the survivors, with those still fighting, and with the ones that we've lost, especially my dad. This is for you. Keep showing up, keep believing, and please never, ever give up. Thank you so much.
Schumacher-Cawley, volleyball coach at Penn State, taking the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance. Of course, all money donated to the V Foundation going directly to cancer research, v.org/donate to contribute what you can. Also honored Saquon Barkley for best play, that backwards hurdle, Alex Ovechkin, after he became the NHL all-time goals leader. Movement in the NBA. That's next. SportsCenter All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Thursday, we'll rank the top 5 fan bases in the NFL, and you'll hear one of the most honest answers on the purpose of sports from a player at the top of their game. That's Thursday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accots, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song. Therapy is one of those steps. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough. Getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/score today to get 10% off your first month.
This is Clinton and Friends.
The New York Knicks had fired Tom Thibodeau after 5 seasons for reasons that I'm still just not sure I understand. I don't like this move from a just plain karma standpoint. Thibodeau's the only coach in Knicks history to improve the team's win percentage in 3 successive seasons. The only one.
Don't miss Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon on 1050 ESPN, New York.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
Baseball season is in full swing, Red Sox fans, and this year we're even more excited when the Red Sox play on the road thanks to Golf's Road Win Rewards. When the Red Sox win on the road, you win at the pump. Enjoy 10 cents off per gallon all season long the day after the Red Sox win on the road when you use Golf Pay. Plus, you'll receive a fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. See app for details. Golf, it all starts here.
Are you confused by talk about auto tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. Call them at 817 or 972-35-LEASE. That's 817 or 972-35-LEASE. Or visit us online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
If you or someone you believe in is facing a DUI, please call us. This is McDaniel Reynolds with the Reynolds Defense Firm, and if we work together, we'll do our absolute best for you. Reynolds Defense Firm. We're solid, we're here if you need us, and we are very good at what we do.
Don't miss you. Weekdays from noon to 3 on 1050 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter all night, taking you to 6 o'clock Eastern Time and Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman. Each weekday morning, 6 to 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Lynx picking up win number 20 already in 24 games this season. Caitlin Clark's status for All-Star Weekend remains up in the air after tweaking her groin this week. Bradley Beal will still be in the Western Conference. Just not with the Suns.
Shooting guard Bradley Beal has agreed to a contract buyout with the Suns. He plans to join the Clippers.
James Harden was a focal point in recruiting Bradley Beal.
You have to be able to go into your bench and not have extreme drop-off. Well, the Los Angeles Clippers are going to be able to do that.
Contract buyout in Phoenix. Suns expected to request waivers on Beal, who then intends to join the Clippers. 2-year, $11 million deal with a player option. He's expected to give back about $14 million of the $110 million he's owed in Phoenix, which then allows the Suns more flexibility to rebuild the roster. Beal joined the Suns in 2023 after spending his career with the Wizards prior to that. Suns finished last season with a record of 36-46, despite the most expensive roster. Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker on that roster. Earlier on NBA Today, Tim McMahon and Iman Shumpert.
I like the move just because I enjoy watching Bradley Beal play basketball.
Right.
Of course, you know. But I am at the point now where I'm looking at it how you would look at a James Harden, how you would look at a Paul George, where we're saying, where do you take your team? What do you add to your team at this point, especially with you getting older? Now we have some injuries that come along. What can you add to this team, and what's going to put me over the hump come playoff time? When I look at Bradley Beal, I feel like these are pressure situations because now we've paired you up with different superstars, and we kind of got the same result. So you start looking around the league, and you start looking for that younger guy. You don't want to become that guy that it's like, he's got the years, he's got the mileage on him, but we can't really get anything out of him. You got to produce, and you got to produce it efficiently if you're going to come and join superstars like that.
Look, the Norm Powell trade is now complete. The Clippers make that deal confident that they can get Bradley Beal, who, at franchise player money, at $50 million plus per year, it was a disaster in Phoenix. It was also a bad fit in Phoenix. He's being paid ninth man money now with the Clippers. There is a clear-cut role. They've got a great defensive infrastructure around him. This is the best team in L.A. getting better. This is a team that pushed the Denver Nuggets to 7 games in the first round that got significantly better today. And I think he is a great fit as a guy who, look, it didn't work in Phoenix, but he averaged 18 points per game for the Suns, 50, 40, 80. He can still put the ball in the hole. And I just think he's a much better fit with the Clippers and a much better contract, obviously, for the Clippers than it was in Phoenix.
Turned out to be a busy summer in Phoenix. Suns also, of course, dealing Kevin Durant to Houston for that package that included Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and the 10th pick in the draft. The 32-year-old Bradley Beal will join a Clippers roster that, as you heard, includes James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Aaron Goldhammer.
I think they're a real contender. Do they have one of the best coaches? Yes. I think one of the things that was holding them back is that I really still don't trust that James Harden as a scorer is going to deliver in a big game. However, now that they have the Bradley Beal piece, I think they have a little more margin for error in a game like Game 7 in Denver in that first-round series where Harden could have an off game and they could still find a way to win a big game. Kawhi, if he's healthy, and Bradley Beal.
Beal averaged a career-high 31 points per game in the 2020-21 season for Washington. Production has declined since that point, partly due to injuries. Missed at least 29 regular season games each of the last 4 seasons. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio, NBA's Summer League, and a member of the Bulls making a case for a roster spot.
In these moments, even though these teams are out of playoff contention, you can see who wants the moment. And Jameer Young can get that 33 points for Jameer Young. He has been huge all afternoon. And the efficiency to get to those 33 points is what astounds me.
You saw it on ESPN. Jameer Young, 40 points, most by any player thus far at the Summer League. 4th player since 2017 to score 40 in a Summer League game, and it's the most points by a Bulls player in a Summer League game in team history. Bulls beat the Bucks on Wednesday. Bulls, couple of wins after dropping their first 2. Bucks have lost 3 straight. Kings top the Cavaliers. Tyrese Proctor with 35, tied for the second most by any player at the league. Kings improving to 4-0 this summer. Sixers and Mavs.
Here's Janai Broom, 2 minutes to go. Got a 9-point ball game. Broom, left hand. Sweeping left hand is good. An 11-point lead, and the Sixers looking to close this thing out.
And they do. They get an 8-point win. Cooper Flagg, of course, not playing for Dallas. VJ Edgecombe not playing for Philly, the number 1 and number 3 picks in the draft this spring. Jazz and Wizards.
Goodwin to Williams. Wide open for 3. Gets that one to fall. 13 in the third for Cody Williams.
Cody Williams finishes with 23, brother of Jalen Williams of the Thunder. Jazz beating Washington by 10 for Utah, their first win at the Summer League this season. Ace Bailey didn't play. He was the 5th overall pick in the draft. Thunder beating New Orleans 95-81. Derek Queen not playing in this one. Trey Alexander, game high 25 points. First 20-point game in the Summer League for the Pelicans. Sports Center all night. ESPN Radio.
Sports Center, 50 states in 50 days.
We go coast to coast. We going coast to coast.
On ESPN Radio.
Focus on California Wednesday, especially with the ESPYs in Hollywood. But in terms of sports history, there's a slew of it. 3 pro hockey teams, 3 NFL teams, 4 NBA teams, a pair of WNBA teams, 4 MLS teams, 3 in the NWSL, and 5 MLB teams, albeit the Athletics hanging on by a thread. Not just the pro teams, so it's not an easy task for the guys at PTI.
All right, Wilbon, what or who is the biggest deal in California sports?
Oh, my God, this is impossible. It's impossible to come up with like any one thing. You and I, while living our lives in the East, have spent a lifetime in California in press boxes and press rows watching the great moments in California history. And I don't know how to distill them. Tony, the person I think of first, and you may knock this down, I think of Jackie Robinson. I know he wouldn't be traded from Brooklyn to L.A., but he was a UCLA. He's a California kid, and he was a letterman in like 8 sports in UCLA, and I go to him, and he's the captain of it with Koufax on that list. And Willie Mays, another guy who split the New York, California experience, and Joe Montana. And if you just go to Staples alone and you walk around the building, it's like Monument Park, and you see Magic and Kareem and Kobe and the statues to them, and I'm not counting Gretzky, who didn't spend enough time there. There's so many people. I'm going back to Jackie Robinson. Do you have a moment? You got one moment?
I'm just going to deal with a person first because I thought about both these things. And if you put me against the wall, the person that I would pick is Jerry West, because the length and breadth of Jerry West's career in basketball is basketball, and he's the logo. And he spent all his time in California as an executive and a player and all of that. So I would have said Jerry West. But I've got a few moments. Because people have to understand, it's not just the pros in California. It's colleges as well in California. I remember OJ, a 64-yard run in a game against UCLA to beat UCLA the year that he won the Heisman. I remember that. I remember Bill Walton. 21 of 22 in the NCAA finals against Memphis State. I think the best game ever played in college basketball. I got Kirk Gibson's home run as a moment when people, said that. I've got Magic's baby skyhook as a moment where people said, oh, Magic Johnson has arrived. And all of these things, though, Mike, are sort of Southern California. And when I thought about it a little bit more, the moment that I have is Montana to Clark. That's Northern California. Montana to Clark, for me, is the moment of the California history.
Yes. I got Joe Montana written down there. I will say this, just a tiny little edit. Magic's baby skyhook was in Boston Garden. All his other moments seem to come in L.A., but Junior Skyhook was in Boston Garden. I was there for that.
He's wearing a Laker uniform. He is wearing
He's the Lakers at that point. He's wearing a Laker uniform.
He carries the torch of the Lakers then. Yeah.
Mays was your hero. Are you offended that I said him in California?
I understand that much of his career was spent in California. I mean, when you say Jackie Robinson, we were agreed on Jackie Robinson, but his career is in Brooklyn. His professional career is in Brooklyn.
The whole professional
career. The thing he did that
was
the most important thing in his career occurred in Brooklyn. So, but California's huge. They got 80 of everything. They do.
Goes on forever. Like 9 other states. That's it. We're exhausted. Back to you.
Countless sports moments in California sports. The band on the field, the catch, as they mentioned. Tony Hawk's 900, UCLA basketball dominance, UCLA softball dominance, the Bay Area earthquake in the 89 World Series. They also mentioned another World Series moment.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Kirk Gibson ending Game 1 of the 88 World Series against the A's when he could barely walk. Vin Scully called it. Speaking of not being able to walk, Tiger Woods gave us one of those moments. Won an 18-hole playoff at the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines in 2008. But he also had that rout at the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach in 2000 when he won by a record 15 shots. More impressive accomplishment in California? ESPN analyst, former PGA Tour caddy Michael Collins.
I know a lot of people think 2008 Torrey Pines because he was on a broken leg, but listen, in Pebble Beach, what he did, that wasn't just record setting. Everyone talks about beating fields. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach beat the game of golf. We've still never seen anything like that under those conditions in U.S. Open setups. What he did there, no one could describe because it had never been seen before, and it still has never been seen since. Tiger didn't beat a field at Pebble Beach, he beat the game. That's the greatest golfing accomplishment we've ever seen.
L.A. focus of the sports world on Wednesday, hosting the ESPYs. As for the faces of L.A. sports, which four deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore of the L.A. sports scene? Earlier on Vibe Check, our Chinea Gumake, Andrea Carter with Elle Duncan.
Tom Brady, the Williams sisters, Jackie Robinson, who, yes, was technically born in Cairo, Georgia, but moved to Pasadena when he was 1, and Lisa Leslie.
What about Tom Brady, who actually is from San Mateo?
Well, I went it's like L.A. adjacent. I went
San Mateo? San Francisco. There's like a bridge I used to take, San Mateo Bridge.
Okay, well, yeah, but it's basically, Dre, me and you are from Atlanta, but we're from the burbs. It's like the same thing.
No,
How far is
San Francisco from LA?
It's like a drive. Okay.
That's
fine.
No.
So you guys are taking Tom Brady off. Who's your list?
You only have 3 people. I went all women, you know me. So I went Cheryl Miller, Allison Felix, track and field.
Yeah.
I was debating between FloJo too, because FloJo got it going.
Yeah.
But Cheryl Miller, Allison Felix, Serena Williams, and being from Tennessee, I've got to go with Candace Parker.
Okay.
I love the Allison Felix because they just named the stadium, the track stadium, about her. So is she on there? Or no? Is she on there? My Mount Rushmore, you guys know I stand a sisterhood, the Williams sisters. Okay, so Lisa Leslie.
Okay, align.
Okay. Magic Johnson and Kobe.
A lot of good options. To clarify the San Mateo thing, it's about 6 hours driving from L.A., about 350 miles. Kind of hard to whittle down to 4 faces for Mount Rushmore. Speaking of being fourth, are they really? That's next. Sports Center All Night continues at ESPN Radio.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
Just playing the position from the neck up, I would have Joe Burrow number 1.
Camp to camp, team to team.
Wow! What a catch!
49 days until opening night.
Ready or not.
The countdown continues on ESPN Radio. More Sports Center All Night coming up next.
Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Pat Costello, and I'm Mahomes. Go ahead.
So if Mahomes only wins one more title, would we look at it as disappointing?
Stop. Please stop.
Yeah, I would say that's disappointing.
Oh, what?
I would say that's disappointing.
Because he's
based on how he started. Based on how he started, that would be disappointing. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It'd be disappointing.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings at 6 on 1050 ESPN.
Uh-oh, you spot a work zone up ahead, but you're already running late. Hey, is that extra minute really worth risking your safety? Decision time. Well, you push your luck and speed through. Or you mind the signs, avoid the fines. Yeah, that's what I thought. Slow down and pass through cautiously. Hard hats off to you, sir. Level passed. While our next work zone is loading, head to itsnotagameillinois.com/arcade to play.
Red Sox fans, baseball season is back, and golf is celebrating by bringing back Road Win Rewards. That's right, when the Red Sox win on the road, you win at the pump. All season long, enjoy 10 cents off per gallon the day after the Red Sox win on the road when you use Golf Pay. Score savings when you download Golf Pay along with a fast and convenient way to pay. See app for details. Golf, it all starts here.
Confused by talk about tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. 817 or 972-35-LEASE or visit online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
If you or someone you believe in is facing a DUI, please call us. This is McDaniel Reynolds with the Reynolds Defense Firm, and if we work together, we'll do our absolute best for you. Reynolds Defense Firm. We're solid, we're here if you need us, and we are very good at what we do.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+. TNCs apply.
You're about to head out and your phone starts blowing up. The temptation is real. What if it's your situationship texting back? Even if it is, what are you going to do? Respond now? It's getting thirsty. You turn on Do Not Disturb. Smart move. Your roster is a train wreck, but your driving doesn't have to be. Drop it and drive. Think you could put down the phone and pick up some points? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
The games, the biggest games, they're all right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center all night presented by Progressive.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22.
We don't care how bad anybody else thinks. We won the way we wanted to win, and we're world champs forever.
50 days until the NFL season kicks off, September 4th. Eagles, Cowboys in that Thursday night kickoff matchup. Super Bowl odds are out. Philly, the odds-on favorite at ESPN Bet. Then it gets a little intriguing. Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Keith Irizarry and Aaron Goldhammer.
The Philadelphia Eagles are the defending champs. They are the favorites. The next two choices, though, Keith, are Baltimore and Buffalo. Then Kansas City. However, whenever Baltimore or Buffalo plays Kansas City in the playoffs, we know what happens. So can you logically explain to me, based on past history, why anybody should be taking Buffalo or Baltimore? It feels like the Chiefs are the safest bet right now in all of sports. They've won the AFC 3 consecutive years.
It's because the narrative is now the Kansas City Chiefs are on the downslide. Oh, they just, win 13, 14, 15 games and get to the Super Bowl. The narrative is that Travis Kelce is old and is on the downslide. He's definitely on the downslide. He's on the older side. He's still talented. The narrative is none of these wide receivers will really live up to the hype that you hope for. Rashee Rice is supposed to be healthy. Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. The narrative is that Patrick Mahomes, look at the ESPN article that went out with the top 10 quarterbacks. Mahomes is still number one, but in the previous years, he was getting 90 to 95% of the votes. This year, just 60%. So that gap has closed. The narrative is that the defense is getting old. You know what? Sometimes narratives are cool, and sometimes they are baloney. What I will say is this. A lot of those narratives might be right, but it's hard to bet against the Chiefs when the track record is there and all the weapons are still there. And oh, by the way, Andy Reid is the best coach not named Bill Belichick. Like, if Belichick didn't exist, everyone would talk about Andy Reid as one of the best coaches that has ever done it.
The thing that the Chiefs have now over both of those teams, it might be a physical edge. You know, they have, I think, maybe the best defense of the three teams, and that's really helped them. But I think they've got a mental whammy right now, more so maybe than any other team in sports. I think they're in the midst of a dynasty, and everybody acts like they had some bad season last year. I think if you look it up, Keith, they won 15 in the regular season. And I think despite the fact that they got beat in the Super Bowl, and yeah, it was lopsided and they couldn't block, they still got all the way there, which was pretty impressive. That's not a horrible year to make it to the Super Bowl and then lose. That's not something that should send you on some downward spiral, assuming that Mahomes is going to stay healthy.
NFL football, 50 days away. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Speaking of football, SEC Media Days continuing. Alabama's certainly relevant. Tide not losing anyone to the portal this spring. Their coach, Kalen DeBoer.
That's a credit to our staff. They have deep relationships with our guys. I think they've done a great job of evaluating and really being open and honest. And I think players still appreciate that. They want to be pushed to be their best. And it doesn't mean that, they're getting the playing time yet or on the depth chart where they want to. But if they can see a progression and they can see the investment a coach is going to make and they feel value, that's going to go a long ways. And so that's a credit to our staff and that's a credit to our players too. Just, being able to stay the course. We got the right guys, obviously, in the program from a culture standpoint. They're enjoying their experience. They feel like they're being developed. And, obviously goals and accomplishments we want to have as a program, as a team, us being able to realize those together. That's the type of people I think we have right now and that paid off when it came to the end of the spring in the portal.
Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer speaking with our Ian Fitzsimmons at SEC Media Days. As for the team that may pose the biggest threat to Texas this season, here's our Paul Feinbaum.
I think it's Alabama. A lot of people amazingly have forgotten about Alabama. Without Nick Saban, they missed the playoffs. They lost more games than they have since 2007. But I believe they're better at quarterback, and that sounds crazy, with Ty Simpson against Jalen Milroe, who was amazing at times, but also terrible at times. I think they have elite wide receivers. They have probably the second best wide receiver in the country in Ryan Williams. Their defense is going to be top-notch. And they also go to Georgia. The problem there is Georgia lost to Alabama, a little bit of a revenge game, but I think they managed the season very well.
Alabama opening up against Florida State at the end of August. Texas, meanwhile, gets a test right out of the gate. They open up against Ohio State. Sports Center all night. ESPN Radio. As for the top sounds from Wednesday's schedule, let's hand it over to Myron Metcalf.
Sports Center all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 4.
All right, Jay, tonight's top sounds all come from the hardwood, and we'll start in the NBA. The Timberwolves moved to 4-0 in Summer League thanks to a strong night from Rob Dillingham and this big-time 3 from Tristan Newton. The Call on ESPN.
Dillingham has been the go-to guy in the fourth. Draws the switch. Got Malo watch on him. You got to keep him the ball cleared out. Clear it out. Nope. They come with the double with Collins. Clark receives. Dishes corner. Newton. Timberwolves lead by 3, 48 seconds.
Number 3.
The Liberty were making it rain against the Fever in their 98-77 win. Fox 5 New York with the call.
McDonald gets that pass swatted away by Gardner. Here the Liberty come on the break. Johannes, good! And another timeout from Stephanie White. Sabrina comes off the bench to hug Johannes.
Number 2.
Yuki Kawamura flexes his elite court vision on this no-look dish in the Bulls' 102-96 win over the Bucks. The Call on ESPN.
Back to Kawamura. Feeling it now. Yuki. Yuki Kawamura is doing it again, and the Bulls, their first lead to pass, it was 22-21.
Wow. You talk about a small window pass. What a find.
Number 1.
And the top sign of the night comes from the WNBA. Nneka Ogwumike moved into 6th place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list thanks to clutch buckets like these. The WNBA had the call.
Rebound for Seattle. Now can they capitalize? Take a 2-possession lead. Nneka turning, burning, and hitting! Nneka Ogwumike does give Seattle that ever-important 2-possession lead with 2 to play.
Nneka Ogwumike moving into 6th all-time in WNBA scoring, 1 ahead of Candace Dupree. Up next is Tamika Catchings. Straight ahead, we've got movement from Phoenix to L.A. Sports Center All Night continues at ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we keep asking the question, which QB could surpass Patrick Mahomes this season? And there's one name no one is talking about that should be number 1 on everyone's list. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Sports Center all night. More still to come.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Joe and Q.
That's how LeBron has to approach it. Every single year he plays has to be about winning a championship. In year 23, yeah, he's not worried about building for the future, but the Lakers as an organization, they do have the responsibility to set this team up for success long term, and they made that move for Luka. Clearly it wasn't just a one-year rental, but how do you keep both sides happy? It's very difficult to win now and prepare for the future.
Joe and Q, weekdays at noon on 1050 ESPN, New York.
You're about to head out and your phone starts blowing up. The temptation is real. What if it's your situationship texting back? Even if it is, what are you going to do? Respond now? It's getting thirsty. You turn on Do Not Disturb. Smart move. Your roster is a train wreck, but your driving doesn't have to be. Drop it and drive. Think you could put down the phone and pick up some points? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.